Hello, my beautiful babies. Today is actually a really good day. I received word from Spirit that some of the people who were going to be watching this video, not all of you, but some of these people watching this video, are in the market for a kind of a maternal or a motherly figure for whatever reason. And I thought to myself, well, Spirit, how is that the case? And they're like, well, there are people who are going to be watching your videos who are younger. And there are some people who are watching your videos who are as old as you are or older, who that energy that you have, the maternal energy, connects with. And so that's who I'm specifically talking to, generally in this video. But if you're not one of those people, welcome anyways. All the jackets hanging up on the closet door are like encroaching on my space. So as usual, I like to show my little mobile. At some point I'm gonna have some new mobiles. I'm gonna have some more, and then I'm gonna show those on here too. But I like this. It's like really eye-catching. And so I show it at the beginning of all my videos. It was a really good day for me today as far as doing some kind of growth spiritual stuff. I enjoyed it. And also now is a good time to get some water. Pause the video if you need to. Go get some water. If you have water with you, take a couple sips. I always say 5. 5 small sips or 3 big sips. Or more if you are so motivated. There's some ice in there. That's very nice. So, what I have for you tonight, my lovelies, makes me really excited. Like I said, I don't always get spiritual nudges or guidance to share things with you all, in particular 2 minutes and 22 seconds as I started sharing that. But when I do, I get so excited because I'm like, new information. I love it. So I wrote it down in my journal because I have the memory of a goldfish, but I also don't like wearing my glasses if I don't have to. And so because it is late and I've been wearing them all day today, I'm not wearing them. So be patient with me as I try to get through my own handwriting. It's rough out here in these streets. I mix my print with cursive. For those of you who no longer do this, when I was coming up through primary school, elementary school, we had to learn cursive. And my penmanship is way better if I'm writing just in cursive. But how I normally write is I meld the two together, so I have print and I have cursive, and I just scribble on those so my handwriting ends up looking like Egyptian hieroglyphics. So here we go. Let's see. I am moved to share my utmost adoration of the person, people, the collective that is watching this video. You have no idea how you are showing up in other people's lives. You don't know. And I heard a quote, I forget who it's by, but somebody said one of the saddest things, and if you do know this quote and you know who it's by and the correct quote, please put it in the comments, because I always want to make sure that like the origin of these are found, because I'm a person who loves quotes. I'll find it, and after I've thought about it, and then I'll try to write it down somewhere, but my memory's not great. But he says one of the saddest things I think in this world is that we will never know how much we are loved. We know how much we love other people. We know how much we enjoy other people, how much we like other people or understand other people. But those people will not know how much we love them. And likewise, you watching this video are never going to fully understand how much you are loved. 4 minutes and 44 seconds as I say that. How incredible you are. How amazing you are simply by existing. Simply by existing. Go look up the numbers. Go look up what are the scientific numbers of how you came to be. How many odds to 1 did it take for you to be here? Neil deGrasse Tyson knows. I don't know off the top of my head. I've heard it like 30 times, but again, memory, like my thoughts just get up and they walk away frequently. But you don't even understand how valuable you are just by existing, just by being, just by breathing and taking up space. And I know some people might think, well, there are people who are really shitty out here and they're doing X, Y, and Z, but here's the thing. The nature of the universe, God, spirit, whatever you call that all-encompassing energy that is consistently in touch with every human being, every being that exists, that energy is permeating through, it's around it, it's through it, it's above it, below it. That energy, that thought's gone, so I guess we're moving forward. If you are new here, this is frequent. This is a frequent thing that happens. I lose my train of thought a lot. I'm a yapper. That's what we're here to do. My videos are primarily me yapping with itty bitty tidbits kind of thrown in and out there. Things about my life. I talk about myself a lot, actually. I have a lot of time to do that. But you are so incredibly precious. And it's something that I did not see until I saw it in me. And when I saw it in me, I started seeing it in other people. And it's part of the reason I'm in love with the world, with life, with the baby ducks that I see outside. I saw one parent duck and about 20 baby ducks following it the other day, and I cried because it was such a beautiful moment. It was such a beautiful moment. And I cry for all kinds of happy shit nowadays. I love it. But you are incredible and you don't even know it. So many of you watching this video do not know your worth. You don't know it. You don't see your value. You don't innately think that you have value. Your value in your mind is tied to the work that you do, the skills that you have, how you're showing up in people's lives. Oh, I think that's what I was saying. Even people who we view as being shitty people, and we say, oh, this person's a complete waste of space. Not entirely. Not entirely. There is some worth in every human being that exists. Now, some people, the way they act and the way that they carry themselves, their worth comes in a weird way. At times, I said at one point, my dad said that somebody wasn't shit, and I was like, well, that's not true. Like, they have value. And he was like, I don't know what kind of value you're talking about. I was like, well, even a dumpster needs a bottom. You need an under the dumpster. In order to hold all the garbage that's in it, you need the bottom of a dumpster. So there's a lot of stuff. Like, we need vultures. We need animals and creatures that eat dead things so that the planet is balanced, so that ecosystems run appropriately. We need microbes and organisms that feed on viruses and infection in order to keep people, or to keep beings on this planet healthy and alive. We need certain things in order to make sure that there's not too much of something or too little of something. There's constantly this universal balance that is happening. And it's really interesting when you slow down and you actually look at the world and you're watching like bees fly around, or you're watching ants operate. It's so complex. There's so much complexity there. And you are a part of that complexity just by existing. Just by existing. You don't have to do anything to be of worth and value. You are innately here in this physical body as a spiritual being living out this physical experience. You are amazing. You're handsome. You're beautiful. Like, there are things about some of you watch that you don't even know. So some of you have smiles that light up rooms, and people are too nervous or embarrassed to tell you. Some of you have laughs that make people really happy when they hear it. Like you laughed in the store the other day, or you laughed in class the other day, and somebody whose back was turned to you, who doesn't know you, smiled. Some of you have made statements while you've been out in public, and those statements somebody overheard, and it caused a positive thinking process for them. Or it woke them up from something that they were doing. You never know what you're doing. Even those of you who've held doors open for people, or you compliment somebody, or you just happen to smell really good as you're walking around. Anybody who walks past me, their walk-by air, if it smells immaculate, I consider myself blessed for the day. I love that, especially when it's like a good smelling cologne or perfume. Ugh. Egyptian oils, African oils, bruh, get on it. That stuff stays forever. I am thirsty. Oh my gosh. But you're so beautiful. You're so amazing. You're so incredible. You're so incredible. When I think about the beauty of a human being, I'm not just thinking about the body. 11 minutes and 11 seconds. I'm thinking about that which excites the person. That moment where somebody's just really in the zone about something they're excited about. And for just a brief moment, they're not human. For just a brief moment, they're almost magical. My best friend and I, we say that we've actually seen a lot of fae people. We believe we see magical people all the time. Like somebody, a child in the store that's just talking, and they're just talking, they're asking their mom questions, and you're over here dying because the questions that they're asking are funny as hell. Like they're funny as fuck. It's just, the world is such a beautiful place. It's such a beautiful place. And I really can only be here because I have slowed down and I have decided to look at the world differently. That's one of the reasons why I can see it. You guys are so incredible. Oh my gosh. So one of the things that I was moved to do during this video as well is also to speak things into existence, is to manifest them. So something that I've been saying in my videos, occasionally in my videos, is that I would like to be paid and pampered to play and exist. That's it. I don't want to have to bust my ass doing a copious amounts of monotonous work that I do not like. I respect that I used to do that, and I respect the people that do that. However, now, if I have a choice, I would like to do that. So I'm putting that out there. I'm also putting out there in the universe that I was putting out into the universe that I had the partner of my dreams. And today I was moved to sit squarely in those feelings of what that feels like, and to go ahead and speak as though I already have that dream person. 13 minutes and 13 seconds. So somebody watching this needs to start speaking as though the thing that they want and desire, they already have. So for me, I sleep on a full bed. I think it's a full mattress. And I sleep on that, and that's on a futon because of the size of the room that I'm sharing. And so what I do now, I used to sleep in the center of my mattress, but now I sleep on one side of my mattress and I place a pillow on the other side so that I'm sharing a bed with somebody. So that's what it feels like. I used to have my phone on Do Not Disturb all the time because I was like, I don't want nobody bothering me. But I thought to myself, as a person who has a man, who has a partner, and I like how that feels. As a person who has a partner, their dream partner, in a relationship that they love, I don't put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I want my man to be able to reach me, and I want to be able to reach him and have conversations and see funny videos or memes that he sends me. That's where I'm at. So I've changed that. I'm trying to make sure that I eat healthier. Tonight I had pizza, so that did not necessarily go as planned. But ordinarily I try to make sure that I'm eating healthy. And I'm making sure that the things that I cook, I know how much I can cook, so it's not just cooking for me, I also can cook for somebody else. So today, I have just been buzzing and being grateful for this partner, though physically, I do not know what this person, in my mind, I can see them. I can see this person. I can feel the hugs, the cuddles. I can hear their voice. And this is something I've worked really hard on, is being able to be in this feeling place. And it's not just my partner. I also am looking to be in a different living situation within the next, I can't math right now, but I have a date in mind of when I want to be moved out of this living situation. And so the question that was asked of me is, how does that feel now? I think the exact question was, let's see it in my mind's eye, imagine it. What does it taste like? What does it smell like being in this new place? Be able to see it. What does it feel like? Everything I touch turns to gold. I want you to start mulling over these types of sayings and mantras. Some of you who are watching this, you're not really good with mantras and sayings. And it's because after maybe 2 or 3 times, it becomes routine and it loses all its feeling. And I get that. It's important to find what works for you. So as people are watching my videos, I'm actually going to say something that I've heard other people say, which is these videos that I do, I am primarily doing for me. But I also know that other people are benefiting from them. Hello to the new subscribers. There are like 1 or 2 more of you, and I really appreciate you all for being here. Welcome to the collective, to us hanging out, to me yapping. I hope you enjoy your time here. I hope you get a little something before you hit the road. But I have a feeling that some of you have to find and discover how you're going to lock in with that feeling. How can you raise your vibration? How can you change and shift your thoughts? How can you change your current mental paradigm? Because even if you're not a spiritual person, the ability to change the way you think is incredibly important when it comes to the workplace, when it comes to family, when it comes to new relationships, when it comes to friends, when it comes to neighbors, when it comes to politics. It's very important for you to be able to look at the way that you think and put that under a microscope. Ask yourself questions. Play around with the thoughts. This is actually a big aspect of critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to think about your own thoughts while you're having them. Because we actually are not our thoughts. We are the observer of our thoughts. When you're thinking a thought, it's not you actually thinking the thought. You are the observer. You're the person who hears that thought, or who's seeing that thought, or who's witnessing that thought. That's who you are. You are the awareness. The awareness that is perceiving everything that's happening. That's who you are. That's what you are. And the minute you come to that realization, the minute you cross into that place where you realize that you are that light, you are that awareness, you are life. That is what you are. Yes, you're walking around as a human being, but you are life. Flexible, powerful, beautiful, incredible life. That's what you all are. I need some more water. I have a particularly bad case of cottonmouth tonight. Ice. Play around with the idea of figuring out how you can make yourself excited. Okay? Play around with that idea. How can you make yourself feel good? How can you bring yourself into a place where you feel like you're vibrating, where you're in a kind of flow state? There are people who, when they play sports or when they're working on art, they are working, and then all of a sudden they cross into an incredibly different zone. And many books have called it the flow state. And this state is one of the most amazing places to be in. And I think whenever I sit down to play the harp, and it's been a while, but when I used to sit down to play the harp, I would practice what I needed to practice, and then I would just start creating songs. And I would be sitting there and I would lose hours of time because I was in this flow state. where I was just, the sounds were happening, and I could feel my fingers just plucking the strings, and everything in that moment just vibrated perfectly. It was the most beautiful feeling. And I think the flow state happens as a result of practice. So when you've put practice in, then the muscle memory kicks in and your mind can just flow. Your mind doesn't have to be so involved. You can literally let go and just be in it. So, a flow state, meditation. I've come to love meditation. The way that I meditate recently is that I will sit there and I will first take 5 deep breaths, and I'll slow everything down. I'll pause in between inhaling and exhaling. So let's do that. Just humor me. Let's do that. So we're going to take a deep breath in. Fill up your stomach and your lungs and your back, your upper back. Hold it and exhale. Second time. And after I've taken 5 deep breaths, I usually will put a timer on for 7 minutes. And I will focus just on regular breathing and how it feels in the body. Feel the breath in my chest, in my abdomen, in my diaphragm, in my upper, middle, and lower back. And I just sit with that. And then, during this time, I will imagine a white light here, shining out of my heart center. And as I breathe, I extend that light throughout my chest, my stomach, my legs, my back, everything. And I will imagine a bubble of light, an egg-shaped bubble of light around my body. And I just sit with that. And I imagine the brightness, and I imagine the warmth. And I keep breathing while I'm imagining that. And I used to hate doing this because it felt like such a slow process and I could not pay the fuck attention. It really bothered me. And then at some point, it got easier. I actually started meditating. I only did it for 2 minutes the first time. And then the second time, I did it for 3 minutes. And then the third time, 4 minutes. So I worked up to 7. So if you have trouble focusing, then you can start meditating in teeny tiny increments. So like for a minute. And you just work on that until that becomes easy. And then you add or tack on another minute on top of that. And when I'm there and I'm in that place and I can literally feel my body sinking into itself, I start to think of things. And then that state of peace just is there. It's an amazing place to be in. Practicing calming your own mind while tedious is actually incredibly beneficial. Because the more quiet you can make your mind, the more in control you feel. The more you have a handle on it. And some of the people I know, they need medication to do this because they have ADHD, or they have certain aspects of autism, or they have other various mental challenges that make it difficult to focus. But being able to do that and practicing that frequently, it is a skill. You will be surprised at your mental fortitude, the ability you have to change how you think about things as you practice that. And it's like, if you're willing to spend an hour on social media or more, if you're willing to spend time watching, things on TV, and people used to say this, and I used to absolutely hate it, but it's like, you have all this time to do things that waste time. So why not do something that's good for you? Why not? I always hated that though, because I was like, stop trying to tell me what to do, bro. Like, let me watch my shows. So let's see, what else do I have here? As I squint. I am to give thanks for my partner that I have not met yet. I'm to give thanks for this man as though he's already here. And it feels good. It feels good to feel this way. It's something that I'm actually really happy that I work towards, that I have spent so much of my life creating in my own mind to get to a point where I can replicate feelings so that I can feel those things. And I believe that when you do that, you then bring more things into your frame of focus, into your view, to be grateful and to be in love with and to be excited about. I'm just really grateful. I was thinking about think of what? You are incredible. You are amazing. You are lovely. You are perfectly imperfect. You and me, here, as you are watching this video and as I am dogging with you, we are doing things. We're making shit happen, and I'm very proud of us. You just have no idea. You have no idea. I now do feel like I wish I could hop through the phone and I could hug you guys. Like, I really do. I really do wish to the people who have contacted me, who are watching my videos, I really, really wish I could just give you a solid one of these. I read somewhere that the number of hugs that it peak benefit, 7 hugs a day really helps and benefits. So those of you who don't like being touched, it's okay. I'm not actually coming through the screen. You're good. But for those of you who do like being hugged, or you're like, I don't mind being hugged, one of the ways that I have found that kind of helps me feel like, again, weird, it might help you, it might not, something that I do that kind of helps me feel that kind of hug energy when it's just me and I don't have people around to hug, is I will place my hand on my chest like this, and I'll just sit there. So much, I think, of spirituality is sitting in it, is just being in it and experiencing it. I think getting so caught up in the oracle readings and the crystals and, making sure you're following every tenet of the book that you are reading that is the guide to your life, and making sure that you are, following all the rules and you're wearing all the proper clothes. And I feel like a lot of people miss the part that really matters, which is it's the soul part. It's the gratitude part. Every worthwhile spiritual and religious practice that I've always, or not always, but any practice that includes gratitude and just sitting with yourself sometimes, that resonates. I think there's a reason why those things resonate, because we are not supposed to be stressed and running around all the time. We've got to take the time to sit with ourselves, to sit with spirit. Whether that be, again, whether it's spirit, the universe, God, Allah, whoever that is, whatever that energy is to you, sit with it, meditate with it, take the time. You owe it to yourself. Take the time. And when you take that time, again, love on yourself. Love on yourself. Love on yourself 2025. All right, what else we got? Next page. Okay, that's an instruction for me. I also will write things that I move to cook in here. It's funny, sometimes spirit moves me to cook certain things. I'll cook it and I'll feed it to people, and then I find out afterwards that it's for a specific thing, and it really helps. So like, for example, I made, at some point I was really focusing on my womb and kind of a spiritual healing that I was doing there. And I was moved to make a particular type of soup. I didn't look it up. I didn't look up any ingredients. I just got ingredients out of my pantry and out of the fridges I was moved to, and I ate it. And immediately a cleanse started. And I was not aware that everything that I put in there was a home, like an old wives' home remedy from many, many years ago that women would use to cleanse their wombs. And I was just following just arbitrary steps in my head. I hadn't looked anything up. I didn't look anything up until afterwards. I honestly could have done real damage to myself because I was just throwing stuff in there like, okay. And then it ended up being really great for me. And that entire weekend was just, my whole body just purged a lot of unhealthy stuff. That's when I lost all that weight that I did not need, because it was stress weight. It was toxic weight. It was unhealthy. So, if you are watching my video at this time, I want to give you a little bit of praise. I want to hype you up right now. You are doing something good. You are doing probably a lot of things good at this point in time. It can be really easy to see on social media and to see in magazines and to hear of all the things that other people are doing, all the trips that they're taking, the relationships that they're in. Oh, this person just got married. This person just had kids. This person got promoted at their job. And if you haven't had news like this, it can be really hard to hear all of that and to not feel like you're getting left behind. But every day that you come to consciousness and you're here with me now, and you're doing things and you're trying to figure things out. If you're still watching, this video is 33 minutes long so far. So if you're still here watching this video, you are doing something for yourself. Something, anything, whether it be listening to my voice because you find my voice super sultry, whether it be that you're watching this video because you like my outfit and my wig and my jewelry and you're like, man, I like the way all the little clinkling sounds. Whether you're watching this video because you see that I don't have a lot of subscribers and likes on my videos, so you want to support me. I appreciate people like that. You never have to like my videos. You never have to comment. You never have to subscribe. I just appreciate people being here, honestly. The reason I like to see those things is because it lets me know that people are actually seeing it. Now, these videos I'm leaving up. I don't plan on deleting them. So really, the people I feel like who are going to be seeing these videos the most aren't going to be for like another 6 months, if I'm being honest. I feel like right now, there's a reason I'm not seeing like a whole lot of feedback, and I'm being moved to just every night put these videos out. And so that's what I'm doing. But you really are making waves. You're doing something. You've been tired of the way that you've been living your life. You are searching. You are open to doing things differently. You are open to thinking differently. You want differently for yourself. I feel like how you're interacting in the world right now, whoever's watching this, I feel like how you're interacting with the world is very different than how you've interacted with it before. 34 minutes and 34 seconds I just saw. I don't know if that number is significant to anybody, but I feel like if that number is significant to you, there are ways that you are showing up for yourself that you haven't been showing up before. And for that, I am incredibly proud of you. I'm so proud of you. That's incredible that you would be doing this right now at this time. There is no time like the present when it comes to doing for you and when it comes to locking into what it is that you and your inner child want to do together and the type of life that you want to have. So I commend you. I'm so proud of you. You're doing so well. And I know the world out there can be scary and hard and shitty, but right here, you and me, we, the collective, we're doing it. We're doing big things. You're doing big things. And even though it doesn't feel like it, you are doing big things. Today, what happened? Yes, so I had placed in a video a while ago that I have online gaming anxiety. And this is not like a professional term or anything, but I used to be very afraid of interacting with people online because when I was younger, I hopped into an online situation, and at the time, the internet was new, so there weren't a lot of rules and regulations on how to engage. Like now, if you hop on, social media, a lot of people will tell you if you post videos and you're sensitive, don't read the comments, don't focus on the likes, just do what you are moved to do and keep it pushing. There were no things like that when I first started being online and playing little games. And so I was a sensitive soul. And as a sensitive soul, I came off of those types of online games and online interaction pretty early on. And today I was watching a stream and I commented in the comments. Well, I didn't comment. I'm always saying comments when I mean chat, or chat when I mean comments. I was in the chat and I was like making little statements. And the anxiety that I felt when I first was going to do it, because I had just followed the person. I've been watching them for a while, but I was like, oh, I should probably follow them. And I followed them, and then it was like, oh yeah, after like an hour or so, you'll be able to comment in the, you'll be able to chat with people in the chat. And I was like, okay, cool. I was so nervous. I was like, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't do this. This isn't something I usually do. I'm so nervous. Why? They're going to perceive me. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So I sent the first chat message, and I saw it pop up in the stream, and it was going up, and I was like, oh my God, everybody can see it. Nothing happened. The world didn't end. The ceiling didn't collapse in. And I was like, oh. And then something else happened in the stream. They were playing a video game, and I put in another comment because I was commenting on something that happened. And again, nothing happened. The world didn't end. Everything was fine. I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. So I was able to cross a boundary of fear. And for some of you, you're like, that's not that big of a deal. It was for me. Okay? If you have been doing little things, and I know you have been. I know there have been little things where you've been like, you know what, I usually do this, but I'm going to do this time. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And some of you are making big moves. Some of you, I can feel it right now. You are breaking generational curses. You, as the black sheep of your family, are making things happen. You, as the oldest, you, as the youngest. Some of you are middle children, and you've really, really been overlooked because of the things that were happening with your younger siblings and your older siblings. And you are showing up for yourself now, or you're beginning to realize that you need to show up for yourself. And the first step of any new change is the awareness and realization that you need to change. So if you've been doing this, and for some of you, this video is the start of that, I'm so proud of you. You've already been, there's an achievement right there. Yes, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. So let's see, what else do we got in this little book? Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. For the rest of my life, work-wise, full, complete transparency and honestly, again, I would like to be paid and pampered to yap in videos or to yap in communities and connect with people and play games, play around, and have fun at events occasionally when I feel like leaving the house. That is what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Those things. That's how I want to live my life. That's how I want to use my time. And to be able to talk to people in this kind of environment where I can provide my thoughts and feelings on things, And if it helps, it helps. And if it doesn't, people are like, not for me. I'll be headed down the street to see what Gary V's up to, or I'm headed up the street to see what this other person is up to. But this is what I would like to do. I saw a video today by, her name is Janelle, and then I have no idea how to pronounce the last name on the channel, but it's spelt Osei. Janelle Osei? And she asked a question in her video, and it was, am I who I thought I'd be when I was 13? And I made a note to talk about that just a little bit. I am not where I thought I would be. By this time, I thought I would be married. I thought I would be the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. I thought that I would own a bunch of companies and that I would own a red pantsuit. My thing has always been, I have a red pantsuit in my mind. And when I say red, I'm talking about like this type of red. And in my mind, I have this pantsuit, and the jacket is actually really long, and the collar on the suit comes up. It actually looks more like something from like a vampire movie. And my thing was, I wanted to public speak or host workshops and things like that while wearing this suit. That suit to me was a sign of success. That's what I wanted. And 13-year-old me wanted all of that. She wanted everything. Now, there are things 13-year-old me wanted. I wanted tattoos since I was 10, and I'm very happy. I want to put something here. I still have some space here on this arm that I want to fill up. I really want to put a jellyfish here because I love jellyfish. I also want to get my sternum done because this is not done yet. I want to get my sternum done, and my whole back's already done, so there's no more space there. But I also want to get a complete leg sleeve on my left leg and then do some really fun stuff on my right leg. Because I actually have eczema, and one of the medications that I use in order to manage that, that's prescribed by my doctor, is like a Vaseline consistency type ointment. And when I was younger and I had eczema really bad on my inner thighs and on like the backs of my calves, I put so much of that medication on that it actually thinned the skin a lot and gave me stretch marks very early on in life. And this was something that I was very embarrassed about, and I was not confident in my legs when that happened. And because of that, I have stretch marks that they're very thin. And if you have tattoos, or if you're looking into getting tattoos, then you know this. If you're looking at getting tattoos and you haven't looked this up, let me provide you with a little bit of information. Tattooing on stretch marks is incredibly, I don't even know if it's possible, because the skin is so thin that you could experience a blowout with the ink when somebody is tattooing. So I wouldn't actually be able to get my entire legs done. I'd be able to do like the sides and then the fronts, but I wouldn't be able to do the backs because I have the stretch marks. But I want to do that. And then I was thinking about getting tattoos here, but then I'm also thinking about the fact that at some point I may have children. But I've seen people get tattoos and have children, and, you know, they maintain a healthy diet and they work out and stuff. So then the tattoo, the skin just goes back to the way it was before. That's not everybody's story, but I don't know. I might wait on that, but I definitely want to get my sternum done. I love when I look in the mirror before I get in the shower and I'm looking at all my tattoos and I'm like, yeah, this is what we wanted. I feel like 13-year-old me, if she could see me now, would think that I am so badass. The fact that I have wigs now, I have cosplay wigs. The fact that I was able to build my cosplay of my dreams. I did an Alucard cosplay when I went to Otaku Fest in Miami back in May, and that was a very interesting experience. That cosplay was hot as shit for the summer in Florida with the humidity. Not making that mistake again. I learned a lot of lessons during that con, and apparently that's the point. You go to cons, and if you're going to dress up, you learn how to dress up better and more comfortable every time, or you just learn ways to kind of thug it out, if you will. But I wear like really cutesy stuff now. Like, I wear jewelry. I didn't used to as a kid. I wanted to, but just... Like, I'm wearing 2 sets of earrings. Like, I have 3 piercings on this ear and 3 piercings on this one, and they're all, like, up my earlobe. But I got them done at Claire's back in the day, and so the holes on this side are actually further apart, and then the holes on this side are actually closer apart, so my earrings end up being like right up against each other. But I love wearing like multiple sets of earrings now. I thought about doing like a nose piercing at one point. I got really excited about that idea, but I don't know, like I'd be having allergies and stuff, so I don't know if I want to have a nose piercing that I'm constantly messing with, because then there could be scarring. But yeah, I definitely want more tattoos. I think 13-year-old me would be happy with the tattoos. 13-year-old me would be very happy with how confident and happy I am with my melanin. She would be happy and confident with the fact that the braces did work. She'd be happy. I think she'd be happy with how dedicated I have been and how dedicated we have been to getting to know ourselves, learning what we like, learning what boundaries are, learning what we don't like, and learning what we want out of a relationship, what we want out of a partner. Like, we could have stayed in our last relationship, and it probably would have just been fine. It would have been okay. But I saw a clip from Ted Lasso where one of the characters says to the blonde lady, who's super pretty, I don't remember her name, but she's gorgeous, and she's introducing them to a man that she likes at some point. Spoilers for Ted Lasso. I haven't seen the show, I've just seen the clips. And her friend is like, oh yeah, well, the guy is age appropriate, like he's nice, blah, 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 blah. And the guy who's with her is like, no, bro, be honest. And he's like, he's fine, and there's nothing wrong with him being fine. But the question isn't whether he's okay. The question is why the fuck you think he deserves you. Like, you shouldn't settle for fine. You deserve to be with somebody who makes you feel like you've been struck by lightning. And I love that line because it is true for all of you. This is not just a thing that has to do with women. And I think, you know, we as a society spend so much time talking about the fantasy and the mythical and the magic that women want in their relationships that we forget that a lot of men want that shit too. A lot of men want to be giggling. They want to be kicking their feet. They want to smile whenever they get a text from their lady. They want to feel like they've been struck by lightning. And some of them don't even know that it's okay to want that and that they can have that. And that there are people out here for you. I personally, this is just a personal belief, I don't believe that there is such thing as a singular soulmate. I believe that there are soulmates. There are many people that can vibe with you. And the choice to be with this person is more the choosing to love that person and to lock it in, if that's what you're wanting to do. Because for a long time, I was like, well, if soulmates, if you can only have one, then people who found their soulmate and were happy for many years and their partner passed away would never find another person that they would connect with like that. But there are many people who are older who found, you know, who had their high school love or found, you know, the person who they believed was the love of their life, and then they met somebody else. And then there are people who are polyamorous, who are in relationships with more than one person who they truly are in love with. So personally, I don't think it's just one person. I think saying that it's just one person kind of moves us into a scarcity mindset where we believe that if you don't find your one person, then you're SOL. And I don't think that that's like a healthy belief to share around with people, that's saying that if you don't find your person that you're going to die alone, because that I don't believe that that's the case. I really don't. I think that the idea of dying alone is one that we all deal with, again, because there's this scarcity mindset that there isn't enough love to go around. There aren't enough people who we are attracted to. There aren't enough people who have stable jobs or who have good finances. There aren't enough people who want to have kids, but I just don't agree. I don't. I personally know people who on various journeys want the same thing, more or less. And if I know people, and I don't know that many people, then there have to be people out there for you. We've seen the thousands upon thousands of numbers. Sometimes you've just got to lock into the thing that you're being moved to do. Like there may be somebody in this chat who believes that their job is to It's the job that they've always had, but there's a small part of them that's like, no, we actually want to do this other job. Again, this whole thing that I'm doing these videos for is living in your authenticity, living as your most authentic self. And when you live as your most authentic self, I actually think you find the person that you are meant to be in love with. Those people find you. Like, again, we're speaking from a place of already having my man likes to take these naps with me. My man likes to laugh and joke. My man likes to snack. My man likes to listen to music with me and play video games with me, or play video games so I can watch him play. Because that's actually one of my favorite pastimes, is cooking food, having a decent beer, and then watching my man play video games for hours. I love that shit. I love it. Somebody who's just here to have a good time. That's my man. That's my man. My man. I think you should do this. I think if you're a person who is on the single train and you are looking to be in a relationship, really feel how that would feel. And start speaking as though that shit's true. And start acting as though that shit's true. If you're looking for a partner, stop doing single things. Stop constantly doing single things. What are single things, Tato the Penguin? I don't fucking know. That's for you to figure out. I really don't. I don't know. But let's see. What else? I think I'm the person that I wanted. I'm actually better than the person I thought I wanted to be. Because when I was 13, I was not aware of the insecurities that I had. And the way that I now deal with doubt in self and my insecurities is way different. I used to be so jealous and insecure. Vulnerability time. My past partner was playing a role-playing video game, and in the video game you could sleep with other characters. And all of the characters who are females are obviously their body types are very what you would expect in a video game. And every female has kind of her thing, like either she's kind of like the mechanic and she's like, I'm the rough and tough one that knows all the car lingo, get on my level, dweeb. Or she's like the badass, like she's the person who doesn't even have to look before she throws darts. They just immediately hit, like just those types of people. Or she's like a supermodel, and he was playing, and at one point he was like, oh, look, there was a dialogue option for his character to sleep with this woman. And I was so jealous. I got so mad. This is a true vulnerability moment, because I think back on this and I cringe so fucking hard. But I was so jealous. I was so hurt. I was like, how can he be so attracted to this cartoon character who's never cooked for him a day in his life, who doesn't make sure that there's his favorite alcohol in the apartment? Like, how can he be so head over heels for this character? I want to fuck this character when I'm right here. And I was so jealous. And I had to sit with that afterwards. I snapped at him. I went off. I had to come back and apologize. I was like, that was ridiculous. I went and I looked in the mirror and I was like, what is we doing? I was so embarrassed. And even now, I grieve for that part of me, that I cry for her sometimes, because she was just so insecure and she just wanted to be loved, and she just wanted to be the person chosen and to not feel like she was there as a matter of convenience. Not anymore. Again, as though it is my man, sees me, loves me, chooses me. But even with that, I don't need him to do that in order to know that I have worth and to know that I'm beautiful and amazing. And it allows me now to hype up women. I have never been such a fan of other women in my life the way I am now. When I see beautiful women in public who are clearly in the gym, or even women who are not in the gym, every type of woman that I see, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. And it's interesting, because we'll see people who maybe come out of the house not presenting in a way that they really, they didn't care. They just walked out of the house, and I'll hear people say things like, oh, they look busted or blah, blah, blah. And I'm over here like, man, I really like how they did this. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, it's so much easier for me to find things about other women in particular, because a lot of women were raised to have a competitive mindset. And I do not know the male experience. So that's why I don't speak on that experience a lot. I speak on being raised as a woman, as a girl. And there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of infighting. There's a lot of cattiness. There's a lot of vindictiveness. There's a lot of pettiness that happens between women because there's this kind of, well, you know, it's hard to find a good man out here. So you're kind of pitted against other women your entire life. And I was very much so in a place where I thought all women were competition. And I thought I could not have female friends. And because I've worked through my insecurities, I now can have female friends. And these friendships are some of the best I've ever had in my life. The ability to be happy when a female friend of mine goes on a date, or when she finally gets some, I be cheering. I be in the stands with a sign, yes, bitch, get yours. If you guys have situations that you are excited about that you want to share, please put them in the comments so that I can cheer you on, and so that I actually might respond to those. I actually might respond to those comments, because I'm all about amping up positivity. Ooh, so anybody, ethnicity or gender, if you have something positive that happened to you and you're really excited about, put it in the comments, because other people can be inspired. 55 minutes and 55 seconds as I'm saying this, other people can be inspired by what you're doing, by your moves. And sometimes when you're celebrating something, it motivates other people. It allows them a break from kind of the monotony in their own mind. So yes, share those things. You will always get hype here. You will always get hyped up here. I'm big about hyping up other people. So yes, there is also that. What else do we have? Celebrating my man, speak on what it already feels like to be obsessed with your man. It feels incredible. It feels incredible to be obsessed with somebody. I'm not gonna lie to you. It feels incredible to wake up in the morning and to feel your heartbeat. And to be like, I'm alive and I'm existing. And in this alive and existing, I have this person. This person who anytime they look at me and smile at me, I'm just excited to be here. I'm just happy to be here. Like, I have the privilege of being in this person's presence. I get to wake up next to this person. I get to touch on this person. I get to scratch their head. I get to massage them. I get to feed them. I get to care for them. I get to celebrate them. And they get to have all of those things with me. It feels like you're floating. It's such an intoxicating feeling. Like there's a reason people want to be in love. There's a reason why people are yearning for it. Because that type of feeling is just so full body. It's so full body. Like, you just feel it everywhere. And I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. I used to be one of those, I don't get on my knees for no man women. And if that's how you are, I respect the grind. I respect you being in a position where you're like, I want men to fear me. Or if you're a dude and you're like, I need her to be grateful for me. I am in full support of how y'all want to live your lives. But as for me and mines, we are a lover girl. We like to serve. I love to serve. I love to give. Serve. No, but I'm very big on being in a place where I am cared for and in a relationship with a person who I can submit to. And I can step right out of that masculine area, right into my feminine. I can fall right in there. It just feels good. It feels amazing to be in that place. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You guys may not know when it happens, but there will be signs. There will be signs. Okay, I think we're about to clock an hour. So I think that's it that I have. Thank you again for listening to me ramble on and on and on. It gets hotter and hotter in this closet every time, I swear. It's probably my hot ass breath. I mean, I do be brushing my teeth and showering and stuff before these so that I could just bloop, hop in the bed after these, but I love you all so much. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you remember to celebrate yourself. Remember that you are loved, and you can come back to this video time and time and time again if you need to be hyped up, if you need to hear somebody tell you how amazing and perfect and wonderful goddess, God, my inspiration, absolutely beautiful, amazing human being, handsome, good looking, the muse to art, the aura and apple of my eye, my love. I adore you. And there are other people that adore you. And you're not going to know everybody who does. But you don't need to. You don't need to know everybody who loves you. Just know that you are loved. And when you know that you're loved, you'll see it. You'll see it more. You'll see it more. If you know that you are loved, you know it beyond a shadow of a doubt, you will see it more. I think this is officially the longest video I've done. We've just been climbing on up through these streets. So anyways, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a good morning, evening, or night, wherever you're at. And I hope you start some kind of meditative practice. If you find a meditative practice that's working for you, also put that in the comments, because I would like to know. Because some of you may find things that I've not heard of or that I don't know, and I'm always open to getting some new information. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. There's great love for you here. There's great love for you here. Excuse me. Alrighty, well, I will holler at y'all later, and I will see you probably in tomorrow night's video. Bye.